Hare Krishna. Thanks all for joining. So we are in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is a divine conversation happened between Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Arjuna was put into a dilemma state, and Krishna is explaining the whole of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So this Bhagavad Gita is around 700 slokas and span between 18 chapters. The first 6 chapter is called the Karma Yoga, which is predominantly talking about work with detachment. So do the work but with detachment. Then the next 6 chapter is talking about the Bhakti Yoga, which is predominantly work with devotion. Earlier work with detachment, now work with devotion. The last 6 chapter is talking about which one?
Work with detachment.
Hare Krishna.
Last 6 chapters, Jnana Yoga Devi.
Hare Krishna. Everyone able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, the last 6 chapter is talking which one?
Jnana Yoga.
Dhyana Yoga. Very good. Okay. So first 6 chapter is Karma Yoga. Sorry. First 6 chapter is
Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga. The next 6 chapter is Bhakti Yoga. The last 6 chapter is Jnana Yoga.
Karma Yoga.
Not Dhyana Yoga, it is Jnana Yoga. Okay.
Jnana, knowledge.
Yeah. Gyan. Correct. Jnana Yoga. So we are in the section of Bhakti Yoga. So very important section of it. Okay. In that we seen in the 7th chapter knowledge of the absolute. Correct. How what are the various aspects like a Krishna is present in the material and the spiritual knowledge, and how we can understand him. Okay, this is what we have seen in the last knowledge of the absolute. Now in the 8th chapter, how to attain the supreme, how we can attain the supreme, like by understanding the knowledge. So that is what we are seeing it here. In that, the knowledge of the absolute, attaining the supreme, we already seen initial two slokas, like, okay, Arjuna is asking various questions about 8 questions, like, okay, he's asking who is Brahman, who is Adhyatma, what is karma, what is Adi Bhuta, what is Adi Daiva, what is Adi Yajna, and how one can engage in the devotion service at the time of death. Okay, so Krishna is answering around for the 2 slokas. In the 2 slokas, like, he is answering around 7 questions, but the 8th question he is answering for the rest of the 8th chapter. So Brahman is nothing but the indestructible living entity. Okay, that is what Brahman. And Adhyatma is the living entity's nature, that is Swabhava of the living entity. That is what Adhyatma. Then karma is the reaction that force, like, the living entity to take another material body. Whatever action we do, like, we get the reaction, correct? So that is what karma. Then Adi Bhuta is the ever-changing material nature. So the whole of the material nature, that is what Adi Bhuta. Then he who presides over all the demigods, and, like, okay, the Lord Vishnu is the Adi Devata. Okay, the universal form of the Lord is, like, okay, Adi Devata. And Krishna as a super soul, like, okay, is within everyone's heart, is Adi Yajna. Whatever offering we do, like, we do it for Krishna or Vishnu, correct? That is what the Adi Yajna. And attaining him, remembering him, is our goal of life. And only via the devotional service, like, we can attain him. That is what we are going to see, or we are going to see in the rest of the 8th chapter. So these 8 questions, like, okay, giving us the various options. Then we saw the 8.1 5, correct? 8.5, which is Antakalecha Mameva. That is very, very important sloka, which we have already seen, correct? 8.5, whoever at the end of the life, remembering me alone, Krishna alone, will attain the spiritual world. Okay, Antakalecha Mameva, Smaran Muktva Kalevaram, Yaprayadi Samadbhavam, Yadinasti Atra Samseha. So this is art of leaving. Okay, how we can remember the Lord and leave the body. Okay, this is what art of leaving. But art of living, how we can remember the Lord all the time while we are living. Okay, so that is what. And this 8.6 is talking about yam yam vapi smaran bhavam teja jande kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavidaga. So whatever state of being like we remember when we quit the body, that state we will attain. So for this, like we have seen the example of Bharata Maharaj. He was a very great personality. He left everything, his kingdom, and went to the forest to do the bhakti. But then he is getting attracted to a deer, and he was thinking about the deer, like he was leaving his body by thinking about the deer. So in the next janma, in the next life, like he is attaining the body of a deer. Then because he does like something good in the previous life, he is able to remember, and he is feeling for it. Then he attains the body of a Jada Bharata in the next life, and he is attaining the supreme like in that life after teaching the whole of this philosophy to King Raghugana. So this we have seen in the King Bharata Maharaj pastime. Okay, then in the 8.8, we have seen how we can remember Krishna while we live. That is what Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha Mai Arpita Mano Buddhir Ma Mevai Sasi Asamsaika. As I mentioned already, this 8th chapter is so important chapter. We all have to revise every day. Like okay, if you revise all these things, it would be of great help in remembering Krishna in all aspects, because the 7th and 8th chapter talking about where and all Krishna is present and how we can remember him while we live, while we pass each day. That is the reason like this chapter is so important to remember Krishna every moment of our life. Okay, this Tasma 8.5 is talking about art of leaving the body or leaving the world. This 8.7 is talking art of living while we live in this world. Okay, how we can remember Krishna all the time. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. It is not like okay, whenever I am free, I will remember Krishna. Whenever I am busy, like I will forget Krishna. Even if you are remembering Krishna single millisecond of a day, okay, it is you are doing the devotion service. So we will make an attempt to remember Krishna in our daily life so that Krishna remembers us while we leave the body. That is very, very important. Okay, so we have seen till 8.15. So what we have seen, like this is how to remember Krishna, all those things like we have seen. Basically, these 8 questions, like Krishna is answering the 8 question in a very elaborative manner. So Bharata Maharaj thing we have seen how we can remember Krishna, importance of remembering Krishna we have seen. Then he is talking about 8.9 to 13, how to remember Krishna on the meditation, like a Sat Chakra Yoga, correct? By remembering Krishna, we can remember, we know how we can remember Krishna, because Krishna knows everything. Krishna is the oldest. Krishna is the controller. Krishna is smaller than the smallest. He is maintainer. He is beyond the material conception. He is inconceivable. He is always a person. He luminous like a sun, and he is beyond material nature. By all these things, like we can remember Krishna. And the Yoga Mishra Bhakti, if one practices celibacy, utters Omkara, like okay, that Yoga Mishra Bhakti is that also like the Bhakta also doing the same thing, the yogi also doing the same thing, but the yogi's intention is like to attain the impersonal Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti. But the devotees willingness like or why he is practicing bhakti or why he is remembering all these things to do the service to Krishna. Okay, so that is the reason always the devotee is better than the yogi. Any thought till now? So these are the small thing like reminding us to remember Krishna, because Krishna is a controller. See how he creates like the oxygen and CO2, then trees, and he created the ecosystem which functions like without any intervention from anyone. It is unbelievable, like and he is smaller than the smallest. Like you can see even he is present even in the smallest of the bacteria or in the virus, and he is present like in every magnetic, the big entity also, and he is the
Can you
maintainer.
put bit detail on always a person, Prabhu? Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
So someone will think, Mataji, like the Lord is not he is impersonal. He don't have any form. But very clearly, when many acharyas and like many great personalities, including Brahma, they put a very clear statement. Okay, in the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha. Vigraha is like it is a form. It has a form, correct? Satchitananda Vigraha Anadi Rani Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So many say, okay, Lord doesn't have form. He's just the any what to say, any natural feature is not there. He just present us like impersonal form. He's like a Brahma Jyoti. But we refute that, correct? Like the devotee always refute, because that is not correct. Lord has a form. Only thing is, Lord doesn't have a form. Oh, though Lord has like a two hands, two legs, like and he was uh, doing his pastime in Vrindavan, but still Lord is completely different. His form is not material, his form is spiritual. Okay, that is what we need to understand. Always he has a form,
Okay.
but
So,
that form
Prabhu, I
is
mean, just
spiritual.
for my understanding and
Yeah,
to dig down more, we have that theory, Darwin's theory. So these all we've been studying throughout the curriculum, throughout, everywhere. Even if you Google it, you will find that human was a monkey and this, that. So that all theory and these all analogy um in place, and you know since we are in Krishna consciousness, so we are studying that human is human and monkey is monkey. So what would you like to light upon it? What is the reason, like, you
yeah,
know uh, why why that analogy or why that theory was so imposed on that human being? And especially, forget about the word, but in India we are following Sanatan Dharma, and that is the oldest dharma. Where then why we adopted this theory, Prabhu? I mean, it just out of the contest question
yeah.
maybe, but it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
triggered
fine,
me
Madhu.
out.
No, no,
So
very good question. Very good question. So that is the way this Kali Yuga been designed. Okay, we need to understand. All the scientists and everyone, they just want to dig deep into how we uh, exist, like how we been the whole universe been created, etc., etc. Okay, there is nothing wrong in like doing the research, but that research will not be able to possible to yield all the result. Okay, because Krishna is beyond our imagination, beyond our understanding. Okay, how he creates, how he maintains, how he operates the whole thing, no one can define in a definite time in this particular world. Okay, they can understand and they can be able to research up to a point where their capacity is limited, but Krishna is beyond our imagination. So okay, how he maintains, how he creates, like a, if someone knows, like a, then he is equal to Krishna, correct, like a, which is not possible because no one is equal to Krishna. That has been said even by the uh, Brahma and like a Shiva, everyone, correct. So these researchers, okay, they have to pass some knowledge, or like they have to give some knowledge to the world. Okay, this is how this has been like a formed, this is how like a, this been created in where we are, like okay, we are in one of the particle, like okay, just you see like a, which Vishnu we are coming from. It is Karna Udagashai Vishnu, like a Mahavishnu is lying. From his pore the universes are popping, and the whole universe popping, and no. Mahavishnu is like a pore of the hair. Okay, in that the universes are popping, and it is creation, maintenance, and like okay, the destruction happening. Just inhale and exhale of the Mahavishnu. What is the time for that inhale and exhale? Anyone can remember what is the time? I want to present that slide so that we know the importance of Krishna, and we know like okay, how Krishna is magnanimate. Huh?
Destruction, Prabhu, destruction.
Yeah, destruction and what to say, the creation and destruction of the
Kal,
entire universe.
huh,
You know how much time it is?
some years, million years, billion years, sorry.
Trillion, 311 trillion, 40 billion years. Okay, so this is the time. See, this slide, Mahavishnu or Karnavadashai Vishnu, from his pore of the hair, like okay, the universes are popping, and in each universe, like okay, the Garbhodakashai Vishnu is there, and from him, in that, like okay, the navel, the Brahma is coming, and his lotus feet is like getting massaged by Lakshmi Devi. Okay,
Lakshmi Devi.
then he is on the bed of the snake, Ananta, and from him, like okay, each of the autumn, Krishna is present as a Kshirodagashai Vishnu, correct? So this popping up the universe, okay, and the creation, destruction, and maintenance and destruction, it, the whole time is like a 311 trillion 40 billion years. That is nothing but one inhale and exhale of the Lord Mahavishnu. Can you imagine? Is it possible for us to imagine, like okay, 311 trillion 40 billion years, and that is happening like a, just like okay, bubble coming out and a bubble bursting? That is a time for Mahavishnu. And these scientists like claim that okay, we know how the whole universe is like getting formed. We know like what is a molecule and atom of like okay, all this universe. Still they are not able to find what is that theory, like okay, I'm unable to recollect. No, not Darwin's theory. A Big Bang theory, like okay, correct. Each atom, like how they research. Once in every 10 years, they will say, okay, we found some successful thing, like okay, just to put a perspective to the common man. Yeah. So the even when someone like asked Prabhupada, they found like some other universe or like some new stars. He'll say these scientists like will waste or like will spend their whole lifetime to just uh, to just find like a particle of this universe. But Krishna is beyond our imagination. So better like we can spend our time to go back to the world where we belong to, rather than researching and wasting time to think about like where we come from, why we come from. Okay, so the gist of the answer is, whatever scientist proving may not be necessarily right all the time. It may be partially correct, it may be like a partially wrong, but no one can imagine the magnitude of like Krishna, because our capacity of understanding is like a limited. So we will never be able to understand Krishna in our lifetime. But still, if we are a devotee, then that Krishna is ready to come and serve us like in a way we want, as a Laddu Gopal like in our home, or as a Vigraha like in the temple. Okay, so we will never be able to understand, don't have the capacity to understand Krishna's magnitude. But only a devotee can control Krishna, because he says, only Bhakta can control me. I am in him and he is in me. That sloka I'm Sadavo hridayam magyam sadhunam hridayam maham tadanya nena jananti naham tegyo manakabi. Okay, so I am in his devotee's heart, and devotee is in my heart. So only a devotee can control me. So that is the greatest position Krishna is given to all of us. So this research are good. Okay, one or the other day they will find one of the creation of Krishna, but they will never be able to understand or like uncover all the creation of Krishna in their lifetime, because their lifetime is limited, correct? And the whole of this material world is Dukalaya Ashashvatam, and it is temporary. It is temporary, but the Krishna's Goloka is permanent. So let us spend our time to go back to the Godhead, rather than like putting so much effort to uncover what are the things like been why this universe is like designed in this manner, etc., etc. I may be
Prabhuji, sorry, what was the sloka you just mentioned?
Shloka Mataji, like Sadavo Hridayam Magyam Sadhunam Hridayam Agam Sadavo Hridayam. So this is a very important sloka. It comes in Ambrisha Maharaj Charitra. Okay, when Durvasa Muni cursing Ambrisha Maharaj, like then Durvasa Muni is about to punish Ambrisha Maharaj. At that time, the Sudarshana Chakra coming out from Krishna's hand, and it is going to kill Durvasa Muni. So at the time, Durvasa Muni is going to the Brahma Loka. Brahma says, okay, no, only Vishnu can protect. Then when he goes to Shiva Loka, he's asking Shiva. Shiva says, no, only Krishna can or Vishnu can help you. So then he went to Vishnu Loka, he is meeting Vishnu. Durvasa Muni is asking, can you please protect me? Then at the time he says, I myself cannot protect, because my Sudarshan Chakra is so powerful that if anyone comments about my devotee, then they need to get the what to say, the forgiveness from that devotee. So you please go and seek the forgiveness from Ambrish Maharaj. Then Durvasa Muni going back to Ambrish Maharaj, and Ambrish Maharaj says, okay, he says to Sudarshan Chakra, please don't punish Durvasa Muni. So at the time, Krishna says like, okay, this two sloka, very, very important sloka. Sadhavo hridayam makyam sadhunam hridayam makam madanya tena jananti naham tebyo manahabi. Okay, the pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of my pure devotee. My devotee do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anyone else but them. There is one more sloka also there. That also very nice, like in the same one. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. 9.68. There is one more sloka. Sadhavo hridaya. Unable to remember. So what it says is like only the devotee can control Krishna. Devotee can control Krishna. The same one it will come like if I SB sloka. So 9463, 9463. Yeah. It's also very nice sloka. Aham bhaktya paradino. So this is what like the first he will start. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Aham Bhakta Paradino Hi Aswatantra Iva Dvaja Sadhu Grashta Hridayo Bhakter Bhakta Janapriyaha. So the Supreme Personality of God had said to the Brahmana, I am completely under the control of my devotee. Indeed, I am not at all independent, because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, and I sit only within the core of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotee are very, very dear to me. So, Lord says like, hey, I am there in them and they are in my heart. And only devotee can control me. So that is a position Lord given to the devotee. So we have to be very, very thankful and like, hey, we try to become a devotee. Who is a devotee? Anyone who chants or willing to chant Krishna's name is the devotee of Krishna. So let us try to practice the bhakti from now onwards. Like, still it is not too late. Okay, we have wasted so much time, but still it is not too late. Like, we don't know how much time we have in our life. Okay, let us utilize our remaining lifetime to do bhakti in a better manner. Okay, hope I answered your query, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah. Prabhu, thank you, Prabhu. And yeah, I mean, this is all the mental concoction of the human brain. And as you said in Kali Yuga, everybody will come with their thought process and they try to, impose. But yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for putting it across for
Yeah,
my clarity.
correct, Maji. Like, see, they may say because they have only limited knowledge, and the greatest gift we got in this life is to know about Krishna and to know about Krishna and what else? Like, to practice bhakti. That is what important.
Mm.
That is the greatest gift we have got. Like, and the devotee association, the satsang is like so important. Many are suffering like not to have this association. So we got that association. We are very, very grateful to Lord, and we have to be very thankful to Lord. Okay. So that's what like these things. If you remember one or two times in each day, we will know like what is the magnitude of Krishna. Like because if we know, okay, Trump is coming to our house, or like Modi is coming to our house, or Sachin Tendulkar coming to our house, like how excited we would be. But more than them, we have Krishna, who is the universal boss. Okay, so he is ready to come at any time to our houses, and we have to be welcoming him all the time by putting all our, okay, I leave everything. Krishna is the important thing in my life. So let us bring Krishna into my life. Let us uh, invite Krishna into our life. Like he's ready to come anytime. He's ready to uh, come anytime. Like if we just chant his name, so we have to be ready to chant his name at any time, like to invite Krishna into our life, into our heart. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we were seeing this one. Then the Yoga Mishra Bhakti, or the practices of Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Okay, that is what Sat Chakra Yoga. So we have to raise life air to Agnya Chakra. Like okay, so we have to chant the mantra Om, and we have to renounce the sense gratification. All our senses has to be engaged. Okay, eyes has to be used only to see the darshan of the Lord. The nose need to smell like okay the flowers offered to Lord. The tongue has to be used to chant the holy name and to taste the prasadam. And we have to fix our mind, because not only sense gratification, we may control the
लक्ष्य को उठा दो.
senses.
He promised me.
We may control the senses, but our mind may be like a going here and there. Then it is not correct. Okay, we have to control our senses and engage our mind in the uh, to remember the Krishna. So that is what like the pure yoga. Yoga means attaining the supreme by controlling our attaining the supreme, like by controlling the senses and mind, all the activities of our body as well. So this Yoga Mishra Bhakti, only one difference between Yoga Mishra Bhakti and the normal devotion service. Okay, because a devotion service pointed towards like okay satisfying the senses of the Lord, but this Yoga Mishra Bhakti, like okay, the main thing is at they will aim to attain the impersonal Brahman. But for devotee, their main aim is to serve Krishna and to the devotion service to Krishna. Okay, so this sloka we have seen. This we have seen. This sandal we have seen. Yeah, this is what like a 8.14 and the 15 we have to see. So if Zoom disconnects, like please rejoin. 14 is very very important sloka. अनन्य चेतः सततं यो मां स्मरति नित्सयः तस्याहं सुलभः पार्थ नित्ययुक्तस्य योगिनः. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. This sloka is very very important, because ananya chetaka satatam, without deviation of the mind should not deviate. Yomam smarati nitsayaha. Anyone who remembers, like a smarati means remembers, nitsayaha regularly, not like a. Yeah. So Hare Krishna. So this sloka is very very important, and then which we covered already. 8.14 and 15 we covered already, but we will just go over because this is another important slokas. Like okay, Ananya Chetaka Satatam Yomam Smarati Nitseha. Nitseha, like okay, it is Nirantara, all the regularly. Tasyaham, like for him. Sulabhaga Partha, very easy to attain. Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaka, like one who regularly engaged in devotion service, I am very easy to obtain. See, in this one, how many times he is saying like a Nitya regularly? Nityaha, Nitya, Ananya Chetasaha. Like Ananya means without deviation of the mind. So for one who always remembers me without deviation. Without deviation, what is the meaning of without deviation? One who always remembers. What is the meaning of it?
Yeah, deviation means, Prabhu, without having any flinch of doubt.
Yeah, doubt and
So
distraction.
maybe concentrating only on Krishna.
Concentrating. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
like
And while
chanting
doing your
something,
work,
thinking something.
or your anything, if you have Krishna in mind, that is the constant
Correct.
chanting, the constant focus upon the Lord.
Correct. Yeah. So the determination, that is what it is talking about. Okay. The deviation, because our mind is like, okay, we'll try to see, oh, why you need to attend the class today? Like, okay, today is a Saturday. Uh, let's sleep for 1 more hour, or let's go and enjoy outside. So let us give some excuse, and we'll attend the class next week, or like I will try to hear the recording. This is what like a mind will give, or will tempt us, or will try to cheat us in various ways. But we have to be determined in performing bhakti. Okay, because Krishna sees our willingness. Krishna sees, okay, uh, how much these devotees like caring for me, or he sees the intent rather than the content. Okay, we may go to a temple, okay, uh, by taking a big offering to Lord, okay, by putting a lot of effort and money, etc., etc. But we will say, okay, let me give this to Lord, and like I have to go to attend another function, like or another event. But our intent is more important than the content. That is what like a Krishna always see. Our intent is more important. So we have to do the bhakti without any deviation, without any break. We have to do it like a regularly, nityam, constant. That is very important. Ananya. So in that manner, because whatever you do in the life, okay, nothing is more important than Krishna. That is how we have to develop our mind. It is not artificial, okay. It has to be natural, like, okay, because that is the reality. Krishna is the supreme, and Krishna is only the truth. There is no one else, like, okay, all others in our life is like a temporary except Krishna. That has to be understand. We have to educate our mind. We have to train our mind and senses, and like, okay, by naturally developing, and by naturally like educating our mind, this comes automatically. Okay, so that is very important. So that is what they are saying here. Ananya chetaka satatam yomam smarati nitsayaha tasyagam sulabhaga partha nitya yuktasya yoginaka. So these are the slokas like will help us to remember Krishna and how to engage in devotion service. So 8.15, Mam upetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam na napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. So again, Krishna, how many times he says like, hey, once you go to the spiritual world, you will never come to this material world again, because that is the highest perfection. You don't want to come. Though we separated from Krishna, because we want to enjoy separately, like from Krishna, independently from Krishna, we came out. But once we go back, we will never come back, because that is the highest perfection. Okay. Then the 16th sloka. Oh, excellent sloka. Like Abrahma bhuvana lokaha punaravartino arjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. So from the highest planet in the material world, what is the highest planet in the material world? Which
Goloka
loka?
Vrindavan.
Huh?
Prabhu, Swarga.
No.
Swarga.
Highest planet in the material world, not the spiritual world.
In the
Material
material
world.
Prabhu,
world.
Huh?
Swarga.
So, yeah, Swargalok.
Yeah, Satyaloka, like a Brahmaloka. So it is 14 planetary systems are there, correct? So that 14 planetary systems are nothing. Again, that is the reason, like I was saying, this foundational slide is so important. Like it talks about everything, whatever we do in this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Okay, this is the one. So Satyaloka, Lord Brahma resides. Like then Satya, Tapa, Jana, Mahar, Swargaloka, Bhuvarloka. Swargaloka is here only, Prabhu, Lord Indra. But better than that, like a Satya Yoga, that is where like a Lord Brahma resides. Then
Satya.
Bhuvarloka, like a where Rakshasas and ghosts are there. Then we are in the middle planetary system, like a the Bhuloka. Okay. Then Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. Okay, Patala is the lowest most loka, and the highest planetary system in the 14 planetary system is Satyaloka. All these 14 planetary system, four things are common: birth, death, old age, and disease. Even including Lord Brahma and Indra, like they're they're only position, like they are not permanent. After their life, like another person will be deputed as a Lord Brahma. Okay, so this is what higher planetary system, this lower planetary system, this middle planetary system where we present in the Bhuloka. So we have to get away from this, go away from this 14 planetary system. That is what like been said here. Brahma Bhuvana Lokaha Punaravartino Arjuna. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of miseries, wherein repeated birth and death takes place. That is what been explained here, correct? Birth, death, old age, and disease is so common in this 14 planetary system. Okay. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So we have a reason to go back to Goloka, because we don't want to take birth in this material world, in this contaminated place, in this temporary place. Dukhalaya Mashashwatam. We want to go back to spiritual world, because there no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. Because and we have the opportunity to serve Krishna permanently. That is the reason we want to go back to the spiritual world. Hare Krishna. So this is very important sloka. This is because in Bhakti Sastri also this sloka we have to memorize. So A Brahma Bhuvana Lokaha Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetayatu Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyate. So for them, like the rebirth doesn't take. Okay, they don't take birth again because they already attain the supreme abode. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So those pure souls do not return again to this temporary miserable work of repeated birth and death. That is what we have seen. So Ananya Cheta like okay, refers to pure bhakti, Satatam Nitya, always create a Vrindavan, like okay, anywhere, wherever you be there, you can create a Vrindavan by chanting the holy name of the Lord and by talking the Harikatha to others. Okay, so make it as a practice. If you go to any place, at least once talk about Krishna. Then and whichever place you go new, okay, just chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and everyone like a will come to bless that place. Even that place is contaminated. Okay, maybe you are going to a new hotel or you are going to like some office party. Just try to bring like a Krishna, invite Krishna and others into that particular place by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then that place becomes holy. That place becomes okay. What to say? Like it becomes the devotional surrounded place. So make it as a practice, even if that place is like a full of all the bad people. Okay, it is full of like the drinkers and the smokers, or it's full of like okay various things. But still, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra in that place, you are inviting Krishna, and Krishna will come and bless and will purify that place. Okay, so the next, this is the various rasa which we have already seen, like a Santa Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. This is a primary rasa. Then there is 7 other secondary rasa, which is Hasya, Adbhuta, Veera, Karuna, Raudra, Bibhasta, Bhaya. So stages of bhakti which we have seen already. Then Mukti, the 15th sloka, pure devotee never returns to this material world because they are going to the supreme abode, which is called as Avyakta, Akshara, Paramam Gati. Okay, because that is the topmost destination which we want to achieve. Avyakta and Akshara is beyond material vision and inexplicable. Like, okay, we can't explain this to a normal person because they don't have the capacity to understand. It is as good as, okay, we are going and explaining the algebra topics to a KG1 student. They will never be able to understand, correct? Because they don't have the capacity to understand. Talking Hindi to a French student, correct? Like they will not be able to understand. The similar manner, the non-devotee or like a one who is not performing devotion service cannot understand about Krishna. They have still time like to understand about Krishna. Then Krishna glorifies his supreme planet, like a supreme planet never returns back. Material planet is like a full of misery, cycle of birth and death. Okay, from the highest to the lowest, which we have seen. So we have to go to the spiritual world by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and practicing the devotion service. Hare Krishna. So with this, we will try to end today's class. Any question, any thought, any feedback, please feel free to mention it here. Please try to revise the sloka, try to read the sloka, try to by heart the sloka. These slokas, if you know about sloka, then there is no shoka in our life. Okay, learn a sloka to remove the shoka in our life. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.